Alright guys, give me one moment here. I'm just going to share the stream link. And I gotta change that picture. There we go. Okay, and first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and reset this game so you guys can kind of see from the beginning. Exit to menu. I've been having a lot of fun. This game has been a huge blast for me to play so far, and hopefully you guys can kind of see why. I want to give everyone a warning. There is a very big learning curve to this game, and I haven't mastered it yet. I just started playing it today, but it's so much fun. It is. I mean, this is my opinion. It is the game for all the Star Trek geeks out there. This game has so much incredible detailing, and it's accurate. Imagine that. I mean, it is a mod for the Stellaris base game. So it's made by fans. It's totally free as long as you have the base game. I spent $40 on the Stellaris base game from the Steam store. I did see a sale for it go on for about $10 the other day. So you can definitely, add it to your wish list on Steam so that you can try to get it at a time when it's really cheap. It took a little configuring. It wasn't too hard to add the mod to the base game and to run it. But this is Star Trek New Horizons, and this is the current episode they're running. They continually are adding new content. So right now it's Into the Mirror Darkly. I haven't gotten to that point yet. Oh look, that must be a Borg cube down there, or a Borg sphere. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the game. So over here we have all of these are playable factions you can run. And I think they literally have every single race. If not, I would say the majority of races in Star Trek are on here. I mean, look at this. This is an extensive list of races. I mean, the Zal Technocracy. This is a Voyager. The Zal were in Voyager, and you can play as them. This is the part where I'm really geeking out about, is how many different races you can play it. I mean, you can play as Jayla. You can finally play as Jayla in a game. I'm just going to put that out there. It is a dig to Star Trek Fleet Command, since they only have assimilated Jayla, which never happened. But you can play as Jayla's people. You can be the Talaxian Commonality. The Trabe Alliance. You can be a Hirogen Hunter. You can be the Brunali Empire. And let's see, the Herc. Those are from Star Trek Online big time. The Karemin. The Zakdornian. The Zakdornian Committee. They're from the Next Generation. The Sona, of course, Next Generation movie. So there's this huge list of playable races you can play as. The Xindi, and that's interesting. It's the whole Xindi Council. Okay. The Trill. So we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off as United Earth, because I'm going to show you how we form the United Federation of Planets. We're going to go ahead and do that. I believe with the way I am setting up this game, you're going to set it up where Earth actually exists. And so right near us is going to be Vulcan, Andor, and the Tellarites. And don't get me started with the Tellarites, they're a bunch of jerks. Never start the Federation with the Tellarites. I will tell you, I learned my lesson today. So we're going to go ahead and select this. I am going to go ahead and play all this because I'm a noob and I just started. Milky Way Galaxy. I'm going to hit play. And we're going to go ahead and get this started. I want to say the fans who worked on this, they did such an incredible job. I actually have to go and go out to their page and send them a kudos on this because it's amazing. Now, the race information, that artwork, that definitely had to be hard to do, so I give them a lot of leeway with it. I mean, it's a free mod. The expectation is very low because it's free. But they took the Stellaris basic game and applied a filter of Star Trek to it. And the filter of Star Trek is just, it's amazing. So hopefully the game loads up here pretty quickly. We're going to quickly be greeted by Q. And we'll go ahead and get this started here. It'll just be a couple of minutes. I almost lost my screen there for a second. Alright, so as you can see, we are United Earth. We're a federal republic. These are our ethics. We are egalitarian. We are xenophiles, so we like those alien species that we come across. And we're pacifists. I don't know how we're pacifists. The civics are drive for self and spirit of exploration. A lot of this stuff will mean things in the future, but a lot of it you can breeze over until you get to that point. So, galactic explorers. The specter of war had followed humanity for centuries, culminating in the Third World War of 2053. Emerging from this post-atomic horror, the people of Earth struggled to survive until the scientist Stephen Cochrane successfully drew the attention of the Vulcan science vessel to Planahath a decade later. Following almost a century of Vulcan patronage, the people of Earth are ready to take their first steps into the great unknown, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. And a quote from Jean-Luc Picard is, "The potential to make yourself a better man. That is what it is to be human, to make yourself more than you are." So we're going to go ahead and set this up here. And the view at first can be really difficult for a lot of people. Let's see. Try to get this kind of view. And this definitely took some getting used to from my perspective, because it is definitely very non 2D in this kind of space game. It's very beautiful, but it definitely took a lot of work. So over here we have a quick list of everything we can go to that we're going to need access to. So for Earth, we have Earth, and this is where the game takes on a very builder civilization type of game mode, where you have your districts, then you have your different facilities. They're all doing something else. You have 3 empty slots to build extra buildings, so any of these can be built. As you can see, we are lacking in the dilithium right here, and we are earning 81 every turn. Right now our base is 200. I have the game paused, so we're not going to be adding anything to us right now until I unpause the game. And as you can see, our next slot will unlock once we have a 24 population, which we can kind of see right there. And population is, based on the food production. But you're also going to have crime, you're going to have other events going on that you're going to have to watch. And I would not become overwhelmed with the management of the planets, because as I've played so far, it is very simple to manage your planets. I think the difficult thing is getting out into space and colonizing and claiming territory. I think that can be the difficult thing, and that's one thing I learned through the several games I played today, is you really want to get 3 science vessels, 3 Franklin-class science vessels out there, so that you can be surveying systems, you can get all those side missions, and then once the system is fully surveyed, you can send a construction ship out there to build a starbase to claim that system. And I'll get to what that looks like here in a minute. Then we have Mars, which is a fledgling colony. Doesn't have as many structures. Its population isn't that much compared to Earth, we have 22. Mars only has 6. But their slots will start to open pretty quickly, as long as you are, producing enough work. And right now we have 1 worker that's unemployed, so there's a jobs piece to this. So you have to make sure your citizens are happy, they're employed, because if they're not employed, they're out doing crime. So I would say it's very simple to really do the management on your planets. Then we're going to look at the starbase. And I'm going to go ahead and add an energy weapons array to our starbase, because there's a certain event coming up where you're really going to want your starbase to be armed to the teeth for. We have facilities here, which are crew quarters, and I need to look at this a little bit closer to see if I want to add another crew quarters or not. But this one I'm definitely going to go for energy weapons. Remember, United Earth didn't have shields right away. So a lot of the things we're going to want to also be focusing on is armor plating, doing adaptations to the hull, reinforcing the hull, things like that. So the starships you're going to see that I have are very much in line with United Earth timeline. So I'm going to go ahead and build the energy weapons array so my starbase can fight off what is coming. And then here we have our researchers. So these are our scientists. This is a very slick process of doing research. You just assign, they work on it, and then when they're done, they're like, hey, I need another new one. So it's very simple to keep these guys on task, continually developing, and you can recruit more scientists, but I will show you what you might want to be using those scientists for versus research. So this is gonna kind of be a situation that you will decide for yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on polarizing hull plating, and then inertial dampeners or tactical station, optical computer, nuclear electronic lab, research. I'm going to do that because I use a lot of my science ships right away. And then I'm going to do a military academy, so that's done. And then we have the USS Franklin. Our construction ship. Alright, so here is the USS Franklin. So this is going to be our primary scientific vessel. Now, in order for us to leave the system, star systems need to be surveyed before any other ship can go by these science vessels. I just love that they pulled this design from that Star Trek movie. I thought it was a really great pick for a beginning science vessel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the galactic view. And these are all the different star systems here. Now, in the base game of Stellaris, in order to warp out of a system, there's going to be basically access points to these star systems. Sometimes in order to get to this one, you actually have to travel through this star system. So by playing the game before, I do know that this is Barnard's star, and this is Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri takes a long time to survey, but there's a reason to that. If you remember from the show, Alpha Centauri is one of the first Earth colonies outside of the Sol system. So it's a system where you can use the resources of the system. You can also colonize the system. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and send the Franklin, who has a captain, to survey. And then, so we're still on pause, which is why it's not moving. So now we have our construction ship, and a couple of things do need to be built in the Sol system before we use the construction ship outside of the Sol system. Let me do this. I am looking for a very specific planet and I forgot where it was. That's a mining station over there already. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So when I was clicking on this build mining station, I'm looking for something like this. Now that's actually not the one I was looking for, but I'll take it. So I have to right click and double tap to build a mining station. So now my construction ship is going to go out there. Then we have our defense fleet. And the defense fleet is full of Emmett-class vessels. And I will show you what those look like here in a second. Right now, they're just going to hang out. Their primary purpose is Earth defense, because we're going to need it here in several turns. So they are here just primarily to defend Earth. And if I can get some light cruisers up and going, then that will be even better, because the event that happened, I only had my Emmet class vessels and my starbase to defend Earth. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the starbase, and we got that going, and then look at the shipyard. So I don't need to build any more frigates. Let me go ahead and let's see. So that's the Emmet class. If you remember from Enterprise, these were some of the standard vessels that remained in orbit of Earth. I believe they were Warp 4 capable. Nothing like the NX-01. They do get upgraded to the light cruisers. And then right now we just have our Franklin class science vessels. I really want to build 2 more as soon as possible, but to show you guys, I am short 52 alloy, and those alloys are coming in right here. So I'm going to actually go over to Earth, and I'm going to build an alloy facility. And I can. I'm lacking dilithium. Okay, that's fine. Some of these things you actually do have to wait out. Right now, the game is in play.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Q. Just Q from the Q continuum. Trust me, I'm all that. Omnipotent, omniscient, handsome. Anyhow, I've deigned your pathetic civilization to be at least somewhat worthy of my advice and guidance. The challenges ahead for you here are different enough from what you've encountered before, that you'd be a fool to turn down my offer. As a token of my generosity, I'd like to offer you an... have a nice shiny mineral.
Alright, so I'm pausing the game. So, as you can see, things are starting to happen. Q has graced us with his presence. He acts as a tutorial for new players, so I would say if you need help, don't shoo him away. I'm going to shoo him away, just because I don't need to be bothered by Q again.
Did we really have to start off like that?
We don't need...
I go out of my way to help you savages, and you just throw it back in my face. Well, if that's how you're going to be...
Maybe we're too hasty.
Have a moment of your time.
Sounds like he's going to give us something.
Here is something that you perhaps didn't.
There we go. Okay, so now we got a diplomatic message from the Vulcan High Command. I'm not sure if that looks like a Vulcan or not. That skin color looks a little off. But they want to form a non-aggression pact, which basically means we don't attack them, they don't attack us. So we're going to go ahead and agree to that. I'm going to start playing on this mission here. If we look at here, hopefully, there we go. The Franklin is going to the Alpha Centauri star system.
A logical request.
Now the Vulcans want to form a research agreement, so we will agree. And I can tell you that here, let me do this. This is where the Vulcans are. So as
A logical request.
as you can see, they are they have 3 star systems.
Construction complete.
Alright, we're going to pause this again because we just finished constructing that mining outpost. So that's going to be adding to all of these resources. Construction complete, the mining station in orbit of Pallas. And so we're going to send the construction ship to do another job in the Sol system. But the Andorians are right here. The Tellarites are over here. And they're going to start picking up systems really fast. Like, really fast. So you really want, in the beginning of the game, I recommend getting 3 science vessels out there. Exploring. You have to survey the entire system before you can set up a starbase. Once you construct a starbase in the system, that system belongs to your empire. And then you can add mining stations, you can colonize those worlds, you can do whatever you want in those systems. I actually found a pre-warp civilization down here, which was really cool. That set in something where I can set up a research outpost so that we can monitor their progression through time. And like I said, this is very Star Trek on point. Like everything about Star Trek, there's so many side missions, research things, first contacts, observations, distress calls you'll receive. Yeah, we received one in the last game from the Packleds, and they suck. And so I really love that. So we're going to go over to the construction ship, and we are going to look for anything that we can build, because I know there's several things we can build. So a mining station's already in orbit. No resources. I don't think there's anything on Uranus. Oh, build a research station. Okay. So that's mining. We're going to send them over there. Go to the starbase. Can't build that yet. So we are earning quite a bit of dilithium, which is why I'm being really liberal with building these bases in the Sol system, is because it's just going to add overall to everything we're earning. And it's not going to really hurt or dampen our ability to create starships. One thing I did run into about an hour into the game is my energy. I learned that you really want to harness any kind of location of energy and get that to your empire, to your fleet. The other thing too is running out of alloys. I was starting to run out of alloys. I couldn't build star bases. I think once I built 2, it was really difficult to really start claiming a lot of territory. So we got, I'm going to start playing that, because now we have the construction ship, which is where?
A logical request.
Incoming.
Migration treaty. So the populations will be able to move freely between both empires. Now this is important because if we find a planet that is hospitable to Vulcans, but not humans, we can colonize it with Vulcans, which is really cool. I actually missed this one before.
Construction complete.
Ah, yes, dilithium. Wonderful crystals. You can accumulate them in 2 different ways. Either build a refinery on planetary tiles that have raw dilithium, or build a mining station around a raw dilithium deposit on some forsaken asteroid. If you build a mining station, you will also need to build an orbital refinery, either on a deep space station or a habitat. Both methods will get you processed dilithium, which is the important thing really. You can even build a small refinery on your starbases for a small kick of processed dilithium. Gather more processed dilithium to unlock new levels in the dilithium industry policy. This will in turn provide additional naval capacity for your empire.
Okay, so construction complete. The Sol Starbase has finished its construction queue, which is really awesome. So now we can build a science ship, which is a very good thing. And right click to get rid of that notification. And as we can see, these are the progress bars of what our ships are doing. If there's nothing going on, we can see idle ships and we can reassign them pretty easily. And then here's our 3rd fleet, here's our starbase, and our 2 worlds. Okay. I'm gonna add a hydroponics to Mars so they have some food. And Earth, I'm gonna add, we don't have enough Do we? Yeah. Add that to Earth. Alright, so now we have... So now we have the USS Oberth. I'm going to pause while I do this. And it needs a leader. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. We can see all of our current scientists. And we have governors, we have admirals, and we have generals. We have one scientist on the USS Franklin, commanding the Franklin and doing the survey mission. We have 3 other scientists doing research for Earth. So now I have to go ahead and recruit another scientist, and I'm going to recruit none other than Captain Jonathan Archer. I'm going to recruit him, and then he's available, so I'm going to assign him to the USS Oberth. And then go to the galaxy view. I'm going to send the Oberth to survey this system, which is Barnard Star. And so it is going to move to that system. And then we can look. So as you can see right here, I can actually unpause it. The USS Franklin that's surveying the Alpha Centauri system.
Complete.
Pause that again. So they have a lot to survey, and everything has to be surveyed in the system before you can claim it as your own. So I'm going to go over. All right. Build mining station. There are no resources here that can be collected by a mining station. Okay. So there should be... Let's see what's going on at low. Mining station already exists. No resources. Deuterium processing. Mining station already exists there. Already orbiting. Oh, we can build a research station on the sun. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I see where my energy is going to. It's going to the upkeep of these stations. So let's do...
Research complete.
colony ship, we'll definitely need that. Okay. So we have a science ship at Barnard Star.
Your attention, please.
Look at the starbase. We don't have enough yet. We need some more alloys for our third science vessel. And now we do. So we're building that science vessel here. I'm surprised they haven't come across any missions yet in either of those two systems. I was playing one game and they were just popping left and right. And I want to give you the advice that I had to learn the hard way with those. I could have swore there were more places to put down. Man, that's going to drive me crazy. And maybe it changes every game.
Construction complete.
Okay. So the construction ship is done. We have the USS Tesla. Alright, so now we got to recruit another captain for here. I'll do... So the interesting thing here is that each captain has an age and a skill and a trait. So Teresa...
Challenge your preconceptions, or they will challenge you.
I'm going to go back to that. So Teresa Saletta, this leader is the following years of study considered an expert on settling on new worlds. Research speed, new worlds, 15%. So I'm going to go ahead and recruit her, assign her, go out to the galaxy. Okay, so the game is paused. Alright, so I'm going to send out this science vessel to another system. And we have a couple of things going on. So we have abnormal conditions. As our science ship scans the surface of Barnard's Star 1, it becomes quite clear that we have found something out of the ordinary. Its composition and history provides it with extra materials that we should take opportunity to gather. We will surely come across even more irregularities like this as we survey new planets and should not underestimate their impact on our expansion. Now, the Vulcans are sending us a offer to form a coalition. It says, the galaxy is dark and full of terrors, human. Join us in a coalition for mutual protection. Effects, Vulcan High Command will form a federation with us. The new Federation Coalition of Planets. Members of this federation have grouped together, recognizing that together they are stronger. Federation modifier. Diverse ethics impose a 50% smaller penalty to Federation cohesion. So we're going to agree. So the reason that we came across all of these is because the Vulcans shared their
A logical request.
their star charts with us, basically. So there's the Andorians. And the Tellarites. Give you a big hint. Never form the Federation with the Tellarites first. They will say no every time you try to add someone. And the way the Federation works is whenever you want to admit a new member world, it goes by majority vote. And so you definitely want to make sure that you kind of have the votes on your side when you want to admit a new member. The Tellarites have said no every time. The Vulcans asked like 3 times to join the Federation. The Tellarites said no. And the Andorians. I finally had to leave the Federation with the Tellarites and then create one with the Vulcans. The Denobulans, I think, are right here. Alright.
Admit the truth this time. We know they're preparing for a war against us.
Your people have no experience in interstellar affairs.
Anomalies detected.
Ooh, there's a lot going on. Alright, so now we have the light cruiser blueprints. So we have an anomaly for us to investigate. And this is, it says, impressive structures litter Alpha Centauri A3's surface, practically begging for some archaeological work. Do not get tied up in these events while you are trying to survey an entire system so that you can claim it. You can put these on the side. I'm going to say leave me for now. These missions will be available for you. The exception is there are timed missions that will come up that you definitely want to make a priority and get those done right away. We got to get this one up really quick. So right now we have opposing ethics within the Federation that is causing some friction, which is why this cohesion is down. So we're definitely going to try to work on that. Actually, I didn't send my science vessel out. I think that's where I want to send it to.
Research complete.
So I will probably begin to end this stream once we have the event pop up
Research complete.
that picks up the excitement. So unlike turn-based games, this game has that play pause function, which is
We back down now. Everything we fought for is meaningless.
okay. It's a little
I doubt that war can be avoided this time.
a little intense from the Andorians. So they're xenophiles just like us. They're militarists and materialists. So the Andorians are asking to join. We'd like to join the Great League of Planets if you would have us. Let's say agree. Vote yes. And so the Vulcans agreed with us to let their enemies in. Or former enemies, I should say now.
I don't have to imply anything. The facts speak for themselves.
I'm going to go ahead and agree to the Tellarites. What is that? I think they abstained.
I doubt that war can be avoided this time.
Migration treaty, yes.
We back down now. Everything we fought for is meaningless.
So now what we can do, now that we have migrations with the Tellarites, the Andorians, and the Vulcans, the Andorians can do well on ice planets. So we can colonize those with Andorians. So when you go and make your colony ship, it's going to ask you what kind of colonists you want based on what planet you're going after. Which is, I think it's just a really cool element of the game. So as you can see,
We know they're preparing for a war against us.
so as you can see here, we got a lot of activity going on. We have the Tellarites surveying Deneb Katos, and then they're setting up a military station in Altair. In a previous game, I did go for Struve 2398, but there's nothing in that system, so and a lot of these down here, there's not much. Let's see. Where is... Wonder why it's saying it's... Oh, I don't think I can make it out to the star system until Alpha Centauri is completely surveyed. So as you can see here, that's how we can choose. And Anars, which are part of the Andorian people, they both go to polar planets. Tellarites on temperate, Vulcans on desert planets, so torrid planets, and then humans on M through O class planets. Let me look for... Where is our... This is very busy, I will say that. Seven months remaining on the light cruisers. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the fleet. So our battle fleet is going to the starbase to get upgraded with all of our current technology. And we got another mission. A small and otherwise insignificant moon orbiting this gas giant appears to be on a trajectory that will soon result in a collision with its primary. Leave be for now. that will be quite catastrophic if we settle in Alpha Centauri and don't prevent that from happening.
Research complete. Fleet upgraded.
Alright, so Barnard Star has been fully surveyed. So, has 20 deuterium. Build mining stations in the system to acquire them. And physics research to research in the Barnard Star system. Build research stations in the system to acquire them. So let's take a look and see if we can colonize anything. It's a Class C, geo inactive. Class D. So nothing Torrid, nothing M through O. So if we were to put a starbase in the system, it would mostly be for the deuterium. Class D, Class C, Class... wait. That's a Class N. So we could possibly live on that planet. It's a Class C. Is that a moon around it? And then let's go back to colony ship and take a look. So we can't colonize any of those Class C, Class D. We can colonize at Class N. And we can choose any of these for Class N. That's a gas giant. So, because it's so rare, I'm not going to put down a starbase here and claim the system. I just don't think it's worth it. I think maybe in the future we might. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and send this guy to Trinary Star System. To survey that one. And we have the Mississippi surveying Wolf 424, which is actually, I think it's a decent system for resources. There's Class C, Class D. Okay, so it looks like we can actually terraform those non-hospitable planets. And as you can see, the science vessel here is surveying this planet currently. I'm a little tempted to go to Barnard's Star now that I can possibly terraform those planets. Ooh, we're so close to the...
Research complete.
Perfect. Light cruiser. Just in case, where is our battle fleet? What is going on with the Ferengi? Or not the Ferengi, the Andorians.
Anomaly detected.
There's an upcoming brief window of opportunity to retrieve scientific data from an abandoned research station on Easy Aquarel 4. Gonna have to do it if it's a limited time. As you guys can see, Barnard Star is fully surveyed. We went to Alpha Centauri first, and it's still being surveyed. It is a huge system. Okay, so that one was actually not that bad. And it does require level 2 skill.
Research complete.
Oh wow, that has never happened before. Okay, we are paused. Eight years ago, Chief Science Officer Stefan Bauer was stationed at this outpost, barely managing to beam off the research station with the last personnel on the ground before an ionic disruption cut off the transporter connection. The disruption field has finally abated for a few days, allowing the crew of the USS Oberth to retrieve a wealth of scientific data left behind in the evacuation. As the away team searches for a computer terminal, they notice signs that someone has been living there. Stephen Bauer detects life signs on his tricorder and moves to investigate the signal. Suddenly, a voice cries out, and he dashes into the room, phasers at the ready, and comes upon a person that looks exactly like him. After a few moments of shock, the person explains that he was trapped on the research station after a failed transport attempt 8 years ago. We're going to beam him up to sickbay so he can validate his claims. The duplicate Stephen Bauer's genes are confirmed to be an exact match. In addition, the brain patterns read as almost the same, suggesting they have both nearly identical memories. These facts rule out the possibility of him being a shapeshifter or a clone. The ship's engineer theorizes that when the transporter was interrupted by the disruption field 8 years ago, the pattern beam must have reflected a perfect copy of Stephen Bauer back to the research station. The transporter duplicate had to retrofit the research station to survive for 8 years on his own. Due to this, the station databanks are not easily accessible and require extensive repairs. Attempt to gather the research data without the duplicate, ask for his help to fix the station. Stephen Bauer's duplicate has a plan to fix the damage, but it involves delving into a structurally unstable section of the research base to link a power conduit back to the computer mainframe. They are sure that it is safe, as he has been down there many times, but the ship's engineer has completed scans that show the structure is dangerous and could collapse at any minute. Make it so. The structure Stephen Bauer's duplicate was standing on has collapsed while he and his original were in the middle of repairs to the station's data warehouse systems. The duplicate was able to assist his original as they both hung to the edge of the chasm the structure bridged, but in doing so, he fell to his death. Well, that's not good. Oh, they're
Research
upgrading.
complete. Fleet upgraded.
Okay, so any starships you create automatically get put into the third fleet. Hardened fields.
Detected.
Alright, so there's our Intrepid class. And all the science vessels are still surveying. The construction ship is... I'm really waiting for the Alpha Centauri survey to get done. Looks like it's getting close. Looks like they got most of it. Let's see what's in. Okay, so this system has some energy, which I like. Plus D. Okay. It's a gas giant. It looks like it's a star. Yeah, this system has 3 stars. And I'm guessing
System survey
there's going to be an
complete.
issue with these two colliding into one another. Perfect. So now I can go here,
System survey complete.
build a starbase in Alpha Centauri, and
Research complete.
woohoo! We got our flagship research done. A new long-range exploration vessel is ready for construction, utilizing experimental technology and enhanced engineering. Oh, that's pretty sweet. So it's an explorer.
System survey complete.
It's a lot of alloys. Oof. Let's pause this. Leave B for now. Alright, so that's done. That's done. Trillium mine. Alright, all of our science vessels are waiting for new tasks. So, yeah, it looks like Tellarites are trying to take that system. Barnard Star. So I definitely want to take Wolf 424 and Alpha Centauri. They both are producing some energy in their systems that we can put some bases on. And we can colonize easily in Alpha Centauri. There are some planets that are ready to be colonized without terraforming. The Wolf 424, we're going to have to take a closer look at. I do want Barnard Star, but I'm going to run out of alloy issues, power issues. So I'm really focusing on systems right now that are going to generate some power that I need very badly. So I might even go for Easy Aquarel right away. So we are building our NX class ship. All 3 science vessels are working. Our construction ship looks like it's en route to create a starbase. 3rd fleet is inactive. Let's look at... We got 1 unemployed. No available jobs. Let's see. Do a policing system. And no unemployment on Mars. So we definitely need... We have 2 available jobs on Mars. So we definitely need the pop to grow the population. Waiting for a certain someone to start up some stuff. I don't want to give it away to you guys because it was pretty exciting when I saw it happen. So the Andorians took, well, 359. So my big question in this game is it ever going to be something where, like, we get all the territory? Do we ever form that? Or is it going to stay this where we keep competing for the same star systems? I think that is... I mean, if you guys look at this... this is the entire galaxy. So, it is definitely a lot there. And there's the Delphic Expanse. We all know what happens there. Stranger danger. So we have a ton to explore.
Complete. Construction complete.
So, what was I going to do? Alright, so we have the starbase set up. Now we have the Alpha Centauri star system. And I'm going to send this guy to build a starbase there. My guess is we're going to lose Easy Aquarel to the Tellarites because they're probably going to take that system. They're already taking Altair. Yeah. It's worth giving up Barnard Star to getting a starbase up in Wolf 424. Alright, you SOBs, where are you? I know you're coming. Oh, we just met the Nobulans. Alright, let's go look at diplomacy. Because the Tellarites are doing some stuff here. Sending an envoy to Denobula. And Tellarite. That's pretty cool. Let's try to do a trade deal. So we have to give them something. Oh.
You don't have to imply anything. The facts speak for themselves.
Oh, that's funny. Science vessel's going. Come on, construction ship, move it. Okay, so traditions. So there is a Federation tradition. The United Federation of Planets is an interstellar federal republic comprised of planetary governments that agree to coexist semi-autonomously under a single central government. Oh, that's cool. That allows crewing the ships with interspecies crew. Starfleet Medical. One thing that's interesting in this game is typically when you see construction ships in a Star Trek game,
survey complete.
then they pretty much demolish themselves after they construct something. And so far, this construction ship has been building a lot. So... oh, there's a ring of asteroids. Class D. Class D. Nothing all that interesting in the system. It does, the star does provide 4 energy. So the USS Franklin. We've got a ship in the land. And Altair. Where is Altair? Right there. Okay. And that's Denobulans. Potentially habitable. It's a Toward class planet in this system. I can see why the Vulcans would want to take it. So not much in Ross. The starbase is going up in Wolf 424. And if the Tellarites don't take it, I'm going to take Easy Aquarel.
Research complete.
Propulsion technology breakthrough. Prime Minister Nathan Samuels. My name is Giorgio Bianchi, and I've been leading a team researching advanced propulsion technologies. I'm pleased to announce that we made a substantial breakthrough, offering us a number of potential applications to pursue. Please let us know which of the following avenues you wish us to develop. High energy impulse thrusters, low temperature thrusters. Can you provide more information? Okay, so for high energy impulse thrusters, by selecting this specialization, we order our scientists to focus their energy to develop thrusters and engines that produce the maximum amount of possible acceleration at the expense of everything else. The results are some of the fastest ships in the fleet. Your ships could close the distance to the enemy quite quickly, however, they will not be nearly as nimble. Low temperature thrusters, sacrificing speed for the sake of lower emission signature and power consumption. The path of thrusters allow ships a decent speed while being able to evade enemy sensors. Ships equipped with these engines would be more expensive and slower, but they will enjoy slightly higher evasion chances due to their smaller energy signatures. Ugh, that's a tough one. I like low temperature thrusters, but it sounds like they're more expensive, which sucks. High energy impulse thrusters. I'm gonna go with low temperature thrusters.
Research complete.
Alright, so before I do that, the USS Avenger NX class. You guys need to go get upgraded. How are we doing here? Alright, so our unemployment dropped off to 0. We are at 23 people. I'm gonna leave this slot free until we hit 24 cap and open up another one. No amenities and no available jobs. going to place this one because we don't have any amenities.
Construction complete.
Perfect. Captain Erica Hernandez has demonstrated exceptional talent during their command, has been selected for Admiralty. Review the leader candidates list to recruit Erica Hernandez. Admiral Maxwell, or Administrator Maxwell Force, has demonstrated exceptional talent during their training and has been selected as a potential candidate for sector governorship. Review the leader candidates and list to recruit him. Okay. Let's take this construction ship. Move there. We are lacking on the alloys right now to build another starbase. And we are upgrading our starships here. And Erica Hernandez will be the captain of our NX class. We'll send her over to get upgraded as well. Alright, and then I gotta go... Maxwell Forest. Guessing the governors have to be selected to the planets. Alright, so Donald Decker is the Defense Army Commander. All right. Oh, we're lacking influence.
System survey complete.
Winning the support of factions in our empire declaring other empires your rivals. Altair is surveyed.
Fleet upgraded. Fleet upgraded.
Oh, there's a lot of colonization that the Tellarites can do. Colony ship with humans. So we are going to go work on colonizing the planet in Alpha Centauri. And our fleets are upgraded.
Research complete.
Oh, definitely the phase cannons.
System survey complete.
So I can't build a starbase. I'm guessing because it's not connected to the other systems. So I'm going to take this construction ship and build a starbase here. There's a lot of resources in this system. What's that? Land? Yes, and that's where we're headed right now. This is looking a little promising. Class N, yeah, that's a planet we can immediately colonize. Class C needs to be terraformed. Class D as well. Oh, what is that? Class X? Chthonian? Chemosite. Let's see. Yeah, this is a promising system here. Oh, they took Tenebia. Oh, well, that's fine. I didn't even make it there.
Research complete.
Oh man, I think I went to the wrong system. Oh no, it's going there. I was like, oh no, not there. Phase cannons, 12 months. Dicobalt charges. Traffic control. Man, that colony ship takes some time. Oh. We have detected the presence of a pre-space alien civilization on Miri in the 70 Opuchi system. There is evidence that they have harnessed the power of the atom, and nuclear weapons may be prolific among their many divided nation states. The possibility of a sudden self-inflicted extinction event is high. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Okay. And that's right here. Here we go. The Sol monitoring stations have detected an alien and on direct course for Earth. All attempts to hail have been met with silence, and as such we must presume the vessel to be hostile. Red alert. Let's go to Sol. What do you guys think that is? That is not good news. That's what that is. Alright, so defense forces will engage.
Message incoming.
Alright, so there's the NX class.
Automatic defense procedures initiated. Hostile system survey complete.
Starbase is chiming in now. I actually don't think you can stop it. Alright. So, the alien probe cut through Earth's defenses with ease before taking up position in geosynchronous orbit. After several minutes of apparent inactivity, the probe fired a condensed energy beam at the surface of the planet, burning large swaths of the west coast of Europe to ashes before powering down. The few remaining ground batteries and a contingent from the Mars defense perimeter on patrol near Jupiter at the time of the attack were able to take advantage of pause and successfully destroyed the vessel. It will take weeks to fully assess the extent of the casualties in Europe, but preliminary analysis indicates the total could reach several hundred million. The people of Earth are shocked by the losses as they turn to Prime Minister Nathan Samuels to answer the question, who sent this weapon of mass destruction? This is a tragedy. Vote yes. So I don't think you're able to stop the Xindi probe because it actually opens up a whole long event list of going into and figuring out what the Xindi want from us. And the Zen Cafe closed borders. That's fine. Okay, so that's going to be the extent for how far we're going to go on this live stream with this game. I think it's a lot of fun. It was definitely a really long live stream, but with these types of games, they do take a lot of build up time. But I highly suggest you guys check it out. Basically, you just need the Stellaris base game through Steam, and you can go ahead into the Steam Workshop and get the Star Trek mod for the game. If you guys need any help with trying to figure that out, just let me know. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like or dislike button, whatever you like, down below. Hit that subscribe and that bell to get future notifications about other games that I will be playing for everyone here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.